All right, guys, let's talk XRP. That's the video everybody wants to talk, right? So this dump was kind of expected in the sense that we were looking for lower prices, and we knew that the potential for 29 cents was actually on the table. We talked about that on the 16th. I had mentioned it right here and was talking about I would be around 29 cents if I was looking to long it. Someone said, if you were looking to get in long, where would you put your stop loss? And I was like, well, 29 cents. So let's talk about why 29 cents is an important region. I'll be upfront with you. I exited my leverage positions. Obviously, I was taking profits incrementally up in this region along with my spot positions from 15 cents. My leverage position was from 24.1 cents. And then we were chopping around in here and we did some intraday longs, but none of them were being held as swing positions. We were pretty upfront about that. So no one should have been holding longs in this region. Now we were looking for potential swing positions from these levels right here, this little box. And the first pass at that box was pretty nice. We managed to take about 40 to 50% on this bounce right here off the 618 to the next 618. Also, your point of control in that region. But the second pass of this was, while it started out all right, it did get out of hand pretty quick. So I ended up getting stopped out of that position, took a small loss there. That's okay. That's why we have risk management. Now, as far as adding positions right now, I actually don't have any intentions on adding any positions to XRP. In fact, what little of my spot positions I have remaining from that 15 cents are probably going to get stopped out because my stop loss on that is legit 29 cents. Why is it 29 cents? And so I'm going to show you guys that the technicals still show where this coin is going. This isn't just some uncontrolled dump. And for everyone that is a follower of the coin, and I understand that. And one thing I catch a lot of shit for on this channel is because I refer to XRP and Algo and other altcoins. Well, really all of them as shit coins because Bitcoin is king. And I don't hodl any alts for too long. Even Link, I unloaded a lot of my Link, and I expect lower prices on Link in the long term. And it wasn't a very popular opinion to give people, and a lot of people probably think I'm crazy, but I'm not interested in adding any swing positions on altcoins for a little bit. Now, that doesn't mean I can't be wrong, and there's going to be coins that perform very, very well. And so you have to keep that in mind. I can't watch everything, but the ones that I do keep up on, I'm not looking to add to. Now, they say to buy blood. The question is, should I be buying this price action? So let's take a look at it. First off, from the dump. When we're looking at the dump, we have our levels, and these are the levels that have been on our chart for some time. This is a limited data chart just because it is a Bybit chart. So we're going to talk about more local price action since, basically the bull run of 2019 to the Corona lows. If you guys have ever watched any of my Bitcoin videos when I build charts, anything like that, or even on some of these altcoins, I like to use this fixed range tool quite a bit. I'm just using the local peak to this local low. This is your last local peak from last year. And where's our point of control coming in at? Right at our bi-monthly, right where we stopped price action wise. So that was, one of those things where that's one of the reasons for that 29 cent stop loss on my spot holdings. So if I get stopped out of that, guys, I almost make 100% on that position. What's left of it, I did take some of my profits up in this region. So I did get to sell the top on it, but I didn't sell all my position, which people can call me an idiot for that or not. I don't really care. At the end of the day, I care about being profitable, and if I do take a loss, you just got to make sure you minimize it and then we don't revenge trade. And so that's what I think a lot of people want to do right here. There's a lot of people thinking that you have to buy this region because it can't go any lower. And I'm here to tell you that it definitely can, and I'm going to show you where it could go. So we have tested this range right here, right? We've tested this point of control. So from that area, where do we go, right? So let's take a look at a couple different things. So this is a range that I've got dialed up for you. And you can see that basically how I've selected these points was this is the breakdown point of this consolidation. So this is a loss of market structure right here, all the way over to where we exited the range right here. So this was our last candle inside of the range. Let's see if that is correct. It's about right here. And that shouldn't make any difference. No, it doesn't really make any difference. So what are we watching right now? Well, if we lose this bi-monthly area, there's really no support between here and 25 cents, your median of the channel. But in reality, you've got a monthly level right here at about 24.1 cents. That becomes your next target, in my opinion, if we look at it from a channel trading perspective. And to piggyback on that, if we were to lose this level and look at our fibs as well, you can see that our 786 comes in. So if we lose the current low here and we find our way back into this range, the point of control becomes the next area of interest, and it's coming in right around that 786, right in this region. So somewhere between, 25.5 cents down to this 24.1 cents is probably going to be a landing area for the price action, at least in the short term. Again, it doesn't have to stop there. You got to think that your value area low of this range that you just found acceptance back into, you could very well cycle right through the point of control into the weekly at 21.94. And that would actually be pretty bad, because not only would you lose all market structure, because we look at this from just a market structure standpoint, you had your low, you had a lower high, but then you put in a higher low, you still put in a lower high, you put in a higher low, you finally make a higher high. This is the first higher high in price, as you can see. And you could put in a higher low here and then reaccumulate and move up. Now, do I think that's going to happen? I think it's probably not that likely, but we got to humor people like that. So do we expect a bounce in this region? That is the question. I'm not going to be trying to knife catch this one. This is not something that I'm interested in putting on spot positions until I see a change of local market structure, probably on the 4-hour, where I get something that is making higher highs and higher lows again, and reclaiming some macro areas, like the 33-cent region, things like that. If we take a look at a different channel like this, you can see that this kind of got the trajectory until we really took off, right? And what did we do? We came back, we found our way into it, and now we could be working our way down to this point of control. Also, the 786 region, we'll just turn that little square right back on right here, I think is what we were saying, this little monthly box of, this could be your potential target. And on a daily time frame, this could very, very well make its way to the bottom and tag these areas, and then maybe it does bounce. That's to be seen. I'm not really interested in playing something like this right now. Not when you're doing this. This is not something that I'm looking to buy into, because these bounces have just been absolutely anemic. If we look at it on a 4-hour, you don't really have anything that's very convincing here. This isn't a very good look. So for me, I'd be happy just to watch this one. Someone that's not really invested in any project, you guys know that I don't care for fundamentals, in the sense that I think the chart will tell all. Yeah, I'm not in love with XRP in any way. I like to trade it because it's on Bybit. It has good liquidity. Well, we'll see how that goes. Apparently, there's talks of delisting on exchanges. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Good liquidity though, generally. It's super fast. If I wanted to move it around to different exchanges or different accounts. And honestly, it's a very technical coin. It does obey the technicals pretty well. And so right now, the technicals say this is not a buy. Until they do say that, I'm not interested in taking a position on it. Now, does that mean I'm going to blindly short it right here, thinking it can go lower? I'm not going to blindly do anything. And in fact, I'm probably just going to get stopped out of my position, what's left of it, take those remaining gains, and I'll just sit back and I'll watch. And I'll continue to trade Bitcoin. I think that's going to go for quite a few of the altcoins here in the near future. I think that trading Bitcoin is probably going to be the best thing to do going forward. So what I am doing is just kind of marking off levels of interest. Now, if it did bounce from this region, let's say this low did hold, even though it's threatening to take it right now on stream. If this low did hold, yeah, I mean, I'm going to want to see it at least regain 33 cents. And even then, I'm not interested in taking a position. I mean, this thing's going to have to put in quite a bit of work before it's actually worth buying. Yeah, I mean, that's really all there is to it. It is one of those things where if you are one of those that just are holding XRP blindly because you think it's going to be the standard, or you think it's going to be the king of all coins, I think that if you didn't learn from 2017 and 2018, I think you're going to have a really bad time in 2021. In the end of 2020 especially. So that's what I'm looking at on XRP, guys. Giving you the targets. This is why we're kind of stopping right here momentarily. It was that old POC. It's also basically the top of the range. And if that loses, which it's doing right now, I expect us to make our way down into this point of control and this monthly 786 area, so that little box that we've identified. So hopefully you guys find that useful. I will leave you with this. If you lose this area down to this weekly, which is also your value area low of this old range, I mean, your next pit stop is 17 cents. And if you lose that area, you're probably going to make a lower low. You probably will lose 10 cents. I don't think 10 cents will hold. So hopefully you guys found this video useful. Hopefully I didn't scare you too much, but it's one of those things where that's just the real talk of what's happening. It looks like, yeah, it's making that move now. I should have been stopped out of that position already. So yeah, I'm no longer an XRP holder based on this video. So that last position from 15 cents to 29 cents was it. So what was left of that, and it wasn't a lot of that trade left. I tried to get out of that as quick as possible once we started making lower highs here. So, but since the uptrend was still intact technically, I wanted to hold some just in case. But it's one of those things where you're not going to maximize all of your profits all the time, and that's okay. Even took a loss on the way down, so that's all right too. But if you guys like this kind of content, like and subscribe. It is one of the coins on Bybit that I like to trade. I won't be trading it anytime soon until this puts in some kind of a structure, though, and puts in more of a range, maybe reaccumulates, or maybe it just continues to do distribution. Who knows? So I appreciate it, and have a good one.